Busy Saturday morning at the La Costa Hotel and Spa in Carlsbad, California. And Greatest Sports Legends was about to profile another legend. Over 130 athletes have been profiled by Greatest Sports Legends, but this one was special. Host Jayne Kennedy would have the privilege of speaking with one of the most beloved figures in the history of college basketball. A man who compiled over 700 wins during his 42-year career. His name, Ray Meyer.
Putting the ball on a play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Over his man Joel. Havlicek stole the ball.
Starr begins the count. Takes the snap. He's got the quarterback thinking he's in for the touchdown. The Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions.
Affirmed under a left-hand whip. Alliar on the outside driving. Affirmed to Alliar. Heads to Mark.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
Basketball coach Ray Meyer managed to maintain a level of excellence for over 40 years. In those years, he experienced every joy and every pain that came with the job. His record of over 700 victories and 37 winning seasons illustrates his accomplishments as a coach, but it does not reveal his finest qualities. His warmth and sincerity earned him more respect and adoration than any game his teams ever won.
The career of Ray Meyer began in 1940 when he became an assistant at Notre Dame. Then in 1942, 29-year-old Ray Meyer was named the new head coach at DePaul, a small Catholic university on the north side of Chicago. During most of his career, Meyer did not have the best athletes. There were no superstars, but the DePaul players were hungry. Ray Meyer built a winning program by working hard and having players who followed his example. He asked his players to give everything, then give a little more. Throughout his career, Ray Meyer saw changes in the game and the players, but he remained the same, dedicated, demanding, and fair. As the years ensued, he continued to ask his players to give everything, then give a little more.
Garland, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Garland takes the shot. Good! 3 seconds left. And now Notre Dame wants a timeout. 2 seconds remaining.
Ray Meyer demanded much of himself. And as he told Jayne Kennedy, he expected the same from his players. Jayne Kennedy asked the coach about the effect he had on his players.
What is it about you that inspires a player to work so hard for you?
Well, Jane, I try to get to know the players. I think I became a far better coach after I understood the players. I understood their problems. And I had an open door policy where the players could always come in and talk to me. And I used to get to learn their background, their families, their girlfriends. And I treated them the way I wanted them to treat me. I wanted to try to put myself in their position, how they wanted to be treated, and I tried to act accordingly.
The first great talent that you had was George Mikan. How good was he?
Well, George Mikan came in with probably less talent than any of the players that ever came in there who amounted to anything. But George, I knew, was very big, and I knew that basketball is a game of percentages, and if we could get that big guy to play for us, then I knew that we'd get an extra shot on offense and we'd limit the other players. So I really worked with George Mikan.
When Ray Meyer became DePaul's head coach, George Mikan, number 99, was a gangly, awkward freshman. Meyer immediately began developing and refining the big man's talents. The coach put Mikan through drills designed to improve his quickness, his agility, and his timing around the basket. Under Ray Meyer's guidance, Mikan became the most dominant player in the country, leading DePaul to the 1945 NIT championship.
There were several great people that you coached. Let me see if I can remember some of them. Terry Cummings, Mark Aguirre, Emmett Bryant, Dave Corzine. What about each one of those players? What kind of people were they?
Well, I think Emmett was the first in line after the George Mikan. Emmett was a great basketball player and one of the best we've ever had at DePaul. I got all over his case all the time. We didn't get along very well, but after he was graduated, he's the young man that wrote me a wonderful letter. He thought I was the meanest man alive until he had graduated, and then he realized what I had done for him, and we're very close friends to this day.
Emmett Bryant was a versatile guard who possessed a deadly shot. He could also hit the open man when the defense relaxed. Emmett Bryant, a jack of all trades. The next great performer for Ray Meyer was 6-foot 10-inch center Dave Corzine.
Dave is one of the most intelligent individuals that I've ever coached. Dave was a little lackadaisical, and you had to get in his face every once in a while and tell him the facts of life.
Next was DePaul's all-time leading scorer, Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre was probably the most talented individual that ever came to me at DePaul, and he was so talented, he could do just about what he wanted to do.
Then there was two-time All-American Terry Cummings.
Terry had one burning desire. He wanted to be the best. And I think great athletes, the superstars, motivate themselves. They're not motivated by coaches. I love all my players. I think my players made me a coach. I was very dependent upon them. I had many great players.
Rebound finally comes out to Corbin, to Jackson, to Corbin. Oh, yes! What a show Tyrone Corbin is putting on tonight.
Play him nose to nose. Make him put the ball to the floor, and then we'll give you some help. Now, I want you to do what I tell you. Otherwise, we're going to get in trouble. We want that man to be overplayed so we can reverse on him.
Ray Meyer, always teaching, always demanding, compiled an impressive list of accomplishments. In his 42 years at DePaul, he recorded 37 winning seasons. He sent 20 of his teams into postseason play. Meyer ranks 5th on the all-time Division I list with 724 wins. In the late 70s, he enjoyed a rebirth of sorts when he recruited a truly talented group of athletes. Equipped with superior talent and the relentless drive of their coach and mentor, DePaul fashioned a brilliant record of 180-30 between 1977 and 1984. The coach who began his career in the 40s continued to flourish in the 80s.
What is it about a college coach that makes him so great?
Well, I like to take, it isn't only the winning and losing, Jane. I like to know what he does with the team. Does the team progress? A player comes in as a freshman. What happens as a senior? Is he a better player, or is he just the same as when he came in? I think that the good coaches know how to adjust their style to the players and make them do what they want them to do. There's no NCAA championship for a team with one superstar or that they just play to one player. I think you have to have a well-balanced team. The team overcomes the individual. And then from a coaching standpoint, I always enjoyed coaching against one superstar if that's the only player they had, because then it was practically easy. You've just prepared to stop one individual. But when they have a surrounding cast, it's pretty tough to beat them.
In 1979, Ray Meyer put together his best team at DePaul. They played as a team and succeeded as a team. They were led by senior forward Curtis Watkins, the team's leading scorer and most valuable player. At the other forward position was freshman Mark Aguirre, whose confidence was matched only by his spectacular ability. The center was defensive standout Jim Mitchum. And in the backcourt was number 24, Gary Garland, and number 15, Clyde Bradshaw. This tandem sparked an explosive offense, which carried DePaul to a 26-6 record and a showdown with UCLA in the NCAA tournament. It would be a chance for Ray Meyer to enter the Final Four for the first time in his career. DePaul and UCLA faced one another in Provo, Utah, and the Blue Demons gained an early lead behind the shooting of Gary Garland.
Deep on the right wing. Garland, top of the key from 19. Bang!
When UCLA took away the outside threat, Ray Meyer instructed his team to take the ball right at UCLA.
Garland left wing, looks down low. Watkins to Mark Aguirre. Off the glass, in the hole, and DePaul leads by 11.
Ray Meyer's team played a flawless half of basketball. Every phase of their game was working. Every move they made was right.
Rolls down the left side, finds Watkins down low. Off the glass in the hole. What a move on the baseline by Watkins.
DePaul enjoyed a 17-point lead at halftime. But Ray Meyer implored his players to keep up the pace. However, in the second half, UCLA rallied and cut the lead to 2 points with seconds remaining.
And the basketball.
All DePaul had to do was hold on to the ball.
Under 20 seconds now is DePaul with the lead. They find Garland down the lane, uncontested layup. It's good.
This basket by Gary Garland sealed the greatest victory of Ray Meyer's career.
He knows it's over, and he knows that DePaul is going to the Final Four. Final shot at the buzzer, no good. There it is. This ball game is over. The basket doesn't count. Ray Meyer, the 65-year-old DePaul coach, is going to Salt Lake City in the Final Four. He's been after this for so long. To just look at the love they have for one another.
Although DePaul's bid for the NCAA title would be ended by Indiana State, the trip provided so many, many happy memories for Ray Meyer. His dream of reaching the Final Four had become a reality. Coaching in the NBA is the goal of nearly every college coach. But men like Ray Meyer find no greater challenge than the college game. He enjoyed playing the role of teacher, father, and friend. He never regretted his decision to remain at DePaul.
Ray, why is it you never coached in the NBA?
Well, Jane, I had a few offers, 3 or 4, but I always thought that coaching in the NBA, the players have their talent with them when they get there. I like the idea of coaching college ball because you are developing talent. I feel that I got more satisfaction out of developing something and teaching than I ever would get out of managing.
College basketball certainly profited from your influence in the game. Yet, how do you feel about not winning the NCAA title?
Jane, I would have loved to have won it. I think it would have been the climax to everything. But I don't feel that badly in not winning it. It was always a goal, but I realized that there's got to be some rewards for someone that doesn't finish on top if you finish close. I think you're still a winner. You win, say you win 25 games and you lose 1, you're not a loser. And in basketball, there's only one team that comes out with the championship. And that doesn't mean that all the others are not really great teams or great players. I think whatever you do, if you do it to the best of your ability, you should be satisfied.
And you've been able to attain so many successful feats in your career. What do you think is your crowning accomplishment, though?
Probably, as a coach, probably winning out at UCLA and Provo, Utah, and going to the Final Four. and as an individual was probably being inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame while I was still coaching and still alive.
Ray Meyer was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in April of 1979.
May I present to you for induction Raymond J.
Who better to receive this honor than a man who devoted his life to the game? A man who drew praise, respect, and admiration from everyone involved with basketball.
I was thrilled beyond words. I got a wire before one of our games one night telling that I would been selected to the Hall of Fame, and I kind of look forward to it. And it means more to me now as the years go by than it did at that particular time, because I know that it's a great tribute to a man. And it's not only to me personally, but it'll be to my family and grandchildren that come after me. They say they had some guy that made it, and I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy.
And you share that position in company with people like John Wooden, someone whom you've respected over the years, and a lot of other great coaches.
Well, Johnny Wooden, I've known him probably 45 years, and he's just a great man, and all the great coaches that are in there. And when you go look at those glass windows and you see all the people that are in there, I feel very lucky and honored to be amongst them. But Jayne, I could never have made it without the players.
When Ray Meyer announced that the 1983-84 season would be his final year as head coach, his players rose to the occasion and played inspired basketball. This team had developed a special bond with their coach. They realized that their performance would leave a lasting impression, and they were determined to make it a good one. They crushed their first two opponents with an awesome blend of quickness and power. In their third game of the season, Ray Meyer was seeking another milestone. Win number 700. Once again, his players responded with an outstanding effort.
Deep right wing. Scott Holmes at the foul line. Wheels to the basket. Up from 12. He's got it. Jackson holds. Got Corbin posted on the right. Corbin back to the basket. Wheels to the baseline. Goes up from 6. He's got it.
Late in the game, the Blue Demons surged ahead of Illinois State and held on for a 69-66 victory. The team had presented their coach with another victory and another memory. Win number 700. At the end of the 1984 season, Ray Meyer was honored by the DePaul fans. This was a special day. He was about to coach his last game at home.
Ray, on March 10th, 1984, you stand in front of all of the DePaul fans at home, and you're about to coach your final game for DePaul. What was going through your mind?
Well, there was a lot of nostalgia then, Jayne. I kept telling as I was going over to the game, I kept thinking this would be the last time. It would be the last time I'll appear. And there was a little tear in my eyes. I walked down on the floor that day, and as they started all the ceremonies, I stood back, and I was a little sorrowful then. I was saying, well, am I happy or sorry with my decision? And I knew that that day had to come sooner or later. And although I was sad, I was very happy with the way the crowd received me.
I want to thank each and every one of you on this day for paying the tribute you have to myself and my family. It's great. I'm very appreciative and very grateful. But I know you came here to watch the game. Let's get on with the ball game.
The DePaul players once again met the challenge by drawing on their loyalty to Coach Meyer.
Tyrone Corbin at the foul line. Jumper in the air. It's good. And DePaul takes the lead. Patterson finds Corbin in the left wing. Rises up from 18 and scores it. And the ball game is over. DePaul has defeated Marquette.
The win over Marquette was a fitting end for Ray Meyer, a man whose positive influence went beyond the court and will always remain with those who learned from him.
When you you say the name Ray Meyer, it always seems to bring out the best in people. Big smiles and all of that. How would you like to be remembered?
Oh, I'd like to be remembered, Jayne, as a coach who really tried. But he had one thing going, that he'd like to see the boys improve, not only as athletes, but as men. And I always took pride in seeing the boys grow up as they went from freshman to their senior year. And I'd like to be remembered as a coach who was compassionate toward his players, won a few games, lost a few games, but still could smile at the end.